Well, welcome. If you're going to fly these things, from time to time, you're going to have to repair them. Now, this repair here was an idiot mistake by me. I had this in my trailer, and my June RXL tail wheel rode for, what is it? It's got to be 1,000 miles over to Brodak. So 2,000, well, rode it halfway back, 1,000 miles back, whatever the distance is, 700, 800. And the tail wheel rubbed all the way through this rudder. And when I say all the way through, there's just a little dimple. I'm not going to worry about the outside. There's just a little dimple on the outside where it almost poked through the soak span. And I'll show you that right now. The tail wheel axle rubbed there, and it rubbed the hole the size of a dime right through the rudder. So we need to repair that. Fortunately for me, I have some of that color still mixed up. I figured it, and I did write the formula down. But even if I were to remix it with that formula, it wouldn't match. But I do have that paint, so we're in good shape there. So if I do this real gently, I think I better put a piece of tape on that so I don't accidentally sand into that. Let me see here, tape. If it ain't one thing, it's another in life. Today, while Chris went to do the laundry, I decided, well, I'll go get my car inspected for tags. Went out there, turned the key, wouldn't start. Shut it off, turn it again, and it started, but the check engine light came on. Fuel pressure fuel pressure switch on the tank has gone bad. So Firestone wanted $570 to fix it. I got somebody gonna do it for $3. You just can't win. But I did get good news about Nats reservations. They're considerably cheaper than I thought, like $300 cheaper. So Todd, if you're listening, you're only going to owe me $220 for 5 days. Get there on the 9th and check out on the, or get there on the 4th and check out on the 9th. And if you want to do any more than that, you're on your own. I got a little spot on the bottom of this rudder I need to fix too. Yeah, I just can't do this tape. It just don't want to play. Yeah, the paint can't win. So if I can't do it like that, Put a little CA on it and glue it down. Evening, Steve. There we go. And the nice thing about dope is you'll never be able to tell that I repaired it. Depending on how much work I want to put in it. Okay, that's that. Now we're going to mix up a little superfill. Now I've rotated this cup upside down so that the juices inside the superfill mix. You know, I rotate them back and forth. We're going to mix this 50-50, which is way hotter than it needs to be, but that means that I'll be able to sand it later tonight. I just need a little dollop. Marcella Grand wrote in a post, "Is there anything that I can't do?" And I wrote back, "I haven't found it yet." All the matter, how bad do I want to do it? Like this car repair, could I do it? Yep, I'd have to do it out in the street though. So better just pay somebody. Ah, crap. Close enough. This won't be much of a video because it's going to be dry time. But, you know, you guys get used to my 7 o'clock streams with nothing on TV except for nonsense. This is pretty close to the right mixture. I thought it'd be 50-50, but it's pretty close to the right mixture. And it ain't going to take much paint to cover it because it's the same color as the airplane. So now all I got to do is practice. Gonna fly this one in N30. Okay. Razor blade. And we've been on a whole total of 10 minutes and just about finished. You know what? I better put some tape over that dark blue. Well, I hear the lawn guy. I hope the hell he edges the sidewalk. Might take 2 applications. Yeah. It's sagging. Should be in the paint stand with that rudder parallel to the ground, but can't do it. So we'll have to just tough it out. So that's it. I'll let that dry. I'll sand her a little bit. Acro green, sand it a little bit, and paint it with paint, and you'll never see it. It's almost gone now. You guys got any questions? What do you want? Out of this channel? What do you want me to cover? What do you guys think about a twister build? I got a guy who wants to give me a twister kit to build on channel. There we go. I'm going to have to babysit that, and it'll take about a half an hour, and then it'll start to stiffen up. Then I can trowel some more in there because it's sagging right now. If I was in a paint stand and I had it turned on its side, that would be better. But I can't get the paint stand out and do that right now. Didn't even think about that. But it'll be fine. I'll just babysit it. And that's about all I got for this evening. I didn't have a whole lot for you. Got my new stunt news today. Anything I'm doing or this channel, this stunt hanger is doing never makes stunt news because we're the news all by ourselves. But it's got a lot of. This is like the old Wendy. This is like the old Wendy stunt ladder. I don't know how these guys can have such neat workshops. They must not be getting nothing done. Jose Modesto and his molded airplane. It looks like a good one. Matter of fact, I'd like to build an airplane in his molds. Matt Colon with his new airplane. It's called a Artemis. All of the things we talked about should be here Saturday. Okay? James, I can't do it. I can't run a lottery or a contest. You just can't do that. Just like I tried to do an eBay style auction site on Stunt Hanger. You guys didn't want it. They're afraid I'd be making something on it. I don't understand it. I got the software installed that we could have an auction be just like eBay on Stunt Hanger for model airplane stuff only. Of course, it wouldn't get the play that eBay does. You might not find the big knuckleheads on there that want to pay $100 for a 049 or $100 for a propeller or some stupid thing. So that superfill pushed through to this side out of pinhole. So when I sand this and just dust some blue on there, that'll be gone. I think it'll repair up okay as long as I keep after it. I've still got to rub this airplane out before the gnats. Yeah, you're welcome. That's what it's there for. Yeah, it's starting to get thick now. I'm going to have to use the aqua green on it, but I mean, if I wanted to fly this tomorrow, it'd be no problem. I wouldn't have to even worry about it. Just fill it and fly it. But I couldn't have that balsa wood show in there, raw balsa. It would get oil soaked. That's why I didn't fly this one at Brodax. I really didn't feel like flying there, bro. The judging is so biased, it's ridiculous. The winner of that contest was the Almoff boy. All you gotta do is look at the tracings. But he hasn't paid his dues yet, so they say. I judged, I can't remember his name. I just know him as the Almoff boy. I judged him in Lafayette, Indiana, or wherever Dennis lives. And he out and out won that contest. Profile. I think I judged him profile. I don't know how he did in PA, but maybe that was the year before. I don't know. One of them years. I've judged him before, and he's really damn good. I think I got second there. Let me look and see. I don't think I'm going to do that well this year, though. Let's see here. Yeah. Second place, expert. Rust Busters. Yeah. I don't remember who won. I just know I didn't. Hey, Roy, evening light provided. This morning you were talking about modeling skills in everyday life. Yep. I put a 3-inch gash in the palm of my hand today. I grabbed the super glue. Yep. Looks better than my sheeting. Well, I use super glue, all the time for cuts. It was designed during the Vietnam War for battlefield wounds. You certainly don't think they built it for made it for building model airplanes, do you? And that BS about, oh, it's not medical grade, it's all the same. At Harley, we used to have guys come in. You got any Harley oil? But just go get yourself some Mobil One or what. You can't use that. You have to use Harley. I said, buddy, do you think that Harley Davidson has a refinery? It's all out of the same can. But you can't convince, you can't fix stupid. Pretty tough. Well, we've dragged it out a half an hour. I think that's probably going to do it. I'll just let this dry and then we'll sand it. It's sagging still. She's a sagging still. I just want to make it easy sanding. Thank you, Gary. Well, it's a shame that orange blushed on that streak. It really looks bad. Not much I can do about it, though. If you look at it, see how it looks milky right there? Looks milky on the trailing edge here. I'll give this another day to dry, and then I'll sand and buff it. It'll end up being somebody's favorite toy. I just hope we get some weather. If we don't get some weather, I'm in deep trouble. But if you go back on my channel, I've already built a Nobler on it. Let's see here. Yeah, I got the Nobler over there. I already built the Nobler. So I don't want to do that again. I think I scratch built it, and it was about 2 or 3 weeks. I ended up selling it to a guy, and he died. So I ended up with it back. So he put urethane on it, so I got to strip it and repaint it. There's an OS 32F in it. It's a good flying airplane. It was 42 ounces. It should have been under 40 ounces. And if you got a 50-ounce Nobler, it's way too heavy. Way too heavy. Well, I'm just rambling on now, so unless there's something you guys want to talk about. I don't think big projects will start until after the gnats. I think I'm going to build a foam core wing airplane and see how light I can make that by cutting all the foam out of it after I get it sheeted. Let's see here. And we need to zoom out. There we go. And it's going to use a Hunt Crossfire wing, but I'll make my own numbers on it. And I'll make the flaps different because I don't know. We'll see how that works out. This winter, I also want, and you got to think about it, we're already heading towards winter already. I'm thinking about winter projects because after the end of this month, we're on the downhill side. So, you know, August, it goes by real quick, and then September and October, you're into winter again. So it's building season. So I start building my projects right after the gnats for the following year. Like that airplane there has never seen the gnats. That one, if things go right, this has never seen the gnats. This is going to go this year. But that airplane's 2 years old. This airplane is, I just built it this year, this season. The orange one, I had an unfortunate mishap. We'll have to repair that one. See if we can get the nose fixed, and it's got a bunch of little holes in the covering and the leading edge, which is a bummer. But I'll fix it and you won't be able to tell. Just a lot of work. That's the whole thing about this. This is all so much work. It's ridiculous. Like a full-time job keeping up with this crap. Pete, how you be, Pete? I probably built some ugly planes when I was younger. That Flight Streak sure looks like crap with that blush on there. There ain't nothing I can do about it. I should have known better than to paint in that high humidity and then cover it up with urethane. It's there now for good. It's shiny, but it's a shiny blush. Some of it might go, I doubt it. You know, I don't think it's going to go away in the sun. I think it is what it is. But you got the point across. You got to see how to paint skulls. You know, how long did it take me? 15 minutes to paint that skull? I've already been told by a couple people, they go, wow, that's pretty neat, but it's nothing. You do it like I showed you, it's nothing. The sign painting is going to take you some doing because you got to have a pretty steady hand. I need to do that every day if I want to get good at it again. And I used to be pretty good at it. Could go pretty fast. Of course, the paint was different then too. The paint was good. Now it's crap. Doesn't even cover in one shot. But what are you going to do? At least I found out that if I was to stripe that and paint urethane over it, it would have ruined the whole airplane because it ruined that whole saw by spraying that urethane over it. Well, I only did 3 airplanes in the Navy. I did an F-4U Corsair. That was a display airplane down by the tower. Repainted that. That's canvas airplane, metal and canvas. And I painted a bunch of airplanes, but only 3 designs. The F-4U, which was a standard military, navy blue and standard military colors. Anybody could have done that. I did VF 124's 1976 bicentennial airplane, red, white, and blue. And then I did VF 211's airplane. That was the Checkmates. And they have since changed the tail markings. When they became an attack squadron, they put a bulldog on it holding a missile. I didn't have anything to do with that. Our standard tail markings were checkerboard tails and NG. There was no bulldog on it. So the bulldog was a nice added feature. It had red, white, and blue around the canopy, and when the wings swept back, it had red, white, and blue stripes that matched the wings swept into the stabilators. Then on the bottom, it had, on the dorsal fin, it was red. Red dorsal fin, it said VF 211 on the bottom. And you can find them online. Matter of fact, the Revell model has my paint job on it. Of course, that's nothing new because Top Flight stole my P-47 paint job. Remember the airplane that you let go down in Memphis that I crashed, Paul? Top Flight stole that paint job and put it on their RC P-47. Lightning bolt and all, identical paint job. Everybody thinks, well, you stole Top Flight's paint job. No, that was mine first. You can check the dates. I built that airplane in 04, and Top Flight didn't have their Thunderbolt in 04. That was sickening to lose that airplane. But it's probably for the best, because I was building kind of heavy at that time. That was a 70-ounce airplane. I have yet to build a P-47 in the 50s. I've tried. The one I got hanging on the wall, I gave up because it's going to be 64 to 65 ounces, and it's too heavy, too much. It needs to be in the 50s to have the performance out of it. I don't know how Billy does it. He fills them full of helium, I guess. But his airplane does weigh 53 ounces. It's a big mama, too. It's about that big around. Anyway, that's about all I got for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Yep, hated to see that plane go. What about a PA-75? I got a PA-75 in my Continental XL. That's for sale, guys. And it also goes in the Thunderbolt that I built. A PA-7. I don't have an engine for it. I had them, but I sold the engine because I'm out of the PA-75 business. The motor runs fantastic. They run great. They got an immense amount of power, but they're an ounce heavier. Plus, you have to have, 3 ounces of pipe and header and 2 ounces extra fuel. So you got 6 ounces extra weight with a PA-75. and I'm just not interested in that. I really like my Brian Gardner Super Tiger 60s. And save a balloon filled with helium out of the wing. Yeah. I don't think that'd help. Sounds like it would, but I don't think it would. I'll tell you why. Because helium weighs something and the balloon weighs something. And if you add that to the airplane, it's going to add weight to the airplane. It doesn't matter whether it's helium or not. Even though helium's lighter than air, it weighs something. All right. Well, that was a 45-minute little interim in fixing the rudder. So like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See you. Thanks for your support.